I'd like to wrap up today. It has been a very amazing, enlightening day with all of our presentations that we started with early this morning at 9 a.m. We just wanted to remind you all that we do need your input on our communications and outreach survey. If you see the little lowercase I in the bottom of your screen, click on it. It will take you right to the link. The input from you is going to help us form the way that we communicate with you and the way that you can communicate with us and the way that we end up being able to serve you best. We also invite you guys to join us on our social media feeds. We have a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook account. We also wanted to remind you that all of the sessions from yesterday, today, and tomorrow are going to be posted to this very website that you are logging into right now. We will be giving you instructions on how to access that information tomorrow. They will be here for 3 months, and then after that, beginning in January, we will have them all transitioned to our YouTube page. So I would also invite you now at this moment to go in and follow us and subscribe to our YouTube feed. There you can also find all of the videos that were recorded and produced for this event that were shown yesterday and today. And watch those at your leisure if you happen to miss those presentations. Within this website, we have a link to our film festival. And I did want to alert you to one film, The Eagle and the Condor. That film will only be available for 7 days. So please, at your leisure, maybe this weekend, you can take a peek in there and watch that movie. You won't want to miss it, but it is a lengthy one at about an hour and a half. And tomorrow, we want you to be aware that in the morning, bright and early at 9 a.m., we're going to be welcoming Scott Mason from the American Indian Environmental Office. And we're also going to hear from some folks on tribal climate adaptation and other technical presentations. So we have quite a long and full day tomorrow that you won't want to miss. The presentations themselves are fairly shortened, but there are quite a few more tomorrow. And we would like to turn it over now to transition into the youth programming, and I welcome Maka, Monture, Paki.
Thank you so much. As Randy said, my name is Monture Paki. That's the short version of saying hello in Tlingit. My Tlingit name is Kirkayakte, or Morning Star. I am from the Raven Moiety in the Copper River Clan and the House of the Owl. My father's people are Six Nations Mohawk from Olshwaken. I work for Alaska Conservation Foundation and have had the honor and privilege of working closely with Mita and Randy and the rest of the TELS team to put on the virtual programming for our youth. And this is my first year coordinating a youth conference and also doing it virtually. And so we've been learning a lot along the way. I wanted to take a second, and so I grabbed this because I need to be hands-free for a second. I was just prepping our next speaker, and I was rolling my wrists and my neck, and it was all it just cracked, if you could hear that. It was cracking, and I felt like I was like 100 years old. So if you're still on and you've been with us all day and you have been sitting in a chair where your body has been kind of confined to the space of the seat and the desk that you're at, I want you to take a second and stand up. And I'm including everyone in this room. There's a couple of people here, our techs and our staff. So get up, roll your wrists out And let them just rotate forward 4 times. You're going to hear some popping and cracking, and it should sound like bacon sizzling or a moose steak in the pan, or maybe when you put the skin side down of salmon. And then bring your arms behind and up. Let your neck roll back. Oh, I got some more cracks here. Upward. And finally, do your ankles. I feel like we often forget about our ankles because we're focusing on the top half of our body that's in the computer. And sometimes you can get some really good cracks maybe out of your pinky toes and your, our video guys dancing. This is a good way to get movement, and I think it's just an important reminder that in a virtual world or virtual space and conference, we're not up and visiting with each other over a cup of tea or coffee, or we're not, running some food over to our favorite elder and sharing space where we move as much. And so this being my first time, I've seen, oh, I'm not actually moving as much as I normally would. And so the last part of this is something that my coworker Danielle Stickman, she's at the Baskin, she works at the foundation that I work at, and she does this exercise that kind of recenters you after movement. And so what she does is she thinks about the energy she's been building up during the day and what she's been learning, and she puts her hands together, her palms like this, and she starts rubbing together and hold in your mind the intention of what you've learned, of what you're taking away, of the things that you've learned you want to perhaps teach your daughter or your son or your granddaughter or your nieces or your nephews, the people that are coming to these spaces next. And once it gets nice and warm, put your palms over your eye sockets. And with that, you can feel the energy of the knowledge of that movement of charging up and just letting it seep in and letting it stay in a place of peace. So, Ganatish, thank you for doing that quick exercise. I don't want to cut any time out of our next speaker. Dayami is a wonderful person. I've had the privilege of working with him previously at a suicide prevention summit we did with youth down in Washington, I think in Swinomish territory, if I can remember, a couple years ago. Dayami is a professional actor and model. He's a motivational speaker. He's also a youth mentor and certified suicide prevention peer counselor. He's an enrolled member of Klamath tribes and also Leech Lake Ojibwe. Dayami travels all over the country with his sister, Becca Kirk, who's actually our keynote speaker for tomorrow. And together they work on speaking to youth about suicide prevention, resiliency, dream building, and motivation. He is committed to mentoring as many youth as he can on a personal level and show them that any goal in life is truly possible to reach. In his spare time, Dayami coaches 8th grade and high school basketball for youth in Portland. He and his family do an annual food drive for the homeless people living in the city of Portland. And both Dayami and Becca live a drug-free and alcohol-free lifestyle. Their mother, Stephanie Smith, taught them to lead by example, and that's how they choose to lead their lives. And so with